We are here at IBC 2023 with Ian Fletcher, the CDO of Grass Valley. How are you, Ian?
Very good, thank you. Very busy, great show. Nice to see you.
Great. Ian, what is the importance of the relationship between IBC and Grass Valley? It's a long time relationship.
Of course, this is one of the key trade shows of the year. It's always been very important to us. I've personally been coming to IBC since it was in Brighton. That's how old I am. So it's clearly a very important part of our calendar, and we're seeing it very busy this year. A lot of high quality customers coming to see us and learn about what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Over the last years, everybody was talking about remote production and cloud solutions. You are one of the responsibles of the development of the MPP ecosystem. How does proposition work?
So AMP's an ecosystem. It's basically a platform on which we're building all of our new products. It's a software-based architecture that can run on-prem or in the cloud. And the idea behind it is, instead of building big monolithic applications, you have lots of small microservices that can be used for all sorts of different things. So customers are using this for a whole range of use cases, and they basically create the microservices and the workflow they need to do a specific production. So this could be remote production, it could be playout, it could be asset management, it could be kind of pop-up virtual PCRs that you run in the cloud because you need them for a few hours to do a sports event. So it's proving extremely popular with customers, and in August we did over 3 million application hours of AMP used by broadcasters around the world, including many tier 1 events.
Many companies in this broadcast industry are driving more to services and software solutions, but Grass Valley has the hybrid solution.
Correct. We don't think that this is a binary decision. You shouldn't be forced to choose between hardware and software or cloud or ground. In reality, most systems you need a mixture of these things, sort of a hybrid combination of traditional hardware where you want extremely high density, high performance, combined with software elements that let you burst out for additional flexible capacity. And the same's true between cloud and ground. The cloud only makes sense in certain cases. In some cases, it makes a lot more sense to have on-prem processing. And so AMP is what's called an edge computing architecture. So you have an orchestration layer that is in the cloud, but where you actually do the video processing, you can choose depending on what your particular use case is. And most of our customers have some combination. Some are all on-prem, some are all in the cloud, but most of them have some combination of cloud and ground to get the most efficiency, both from a cost point of view, but also from a video processing efficiency point of view.
And inside Grass Valley, you have the GVX Council. And this is a good way to be directly in contact discussing tendencies between you and all of the industry.
GVX is a really important initiative for us because we don't just make our products in isolation. We need to do them working closely with our customers. Grass Valley is made up of many businesses that have come together over the years. Those businesses have always been very strong on innovation, and we have a huge amount of innovation in our portfolio. But using all of that knowledge and all of those skills combined with feedback from our key strategic customers is really important to us to make sure that we're building what our customers need to solve the problems of the future.
Ian, one thing that we're noticing in this industry is the coming of new players, the professional streaming players, and also the big development over the last years of the esports. How Grass Valley is handling this kind of needs of different markets?
Many of our AMP customers are actually in these new media markets, so esports is a good example, but also corporate communications. We're finding that people are demanding higher quality production values because if you're doing an online esports event or a streaming sports project, you want the same production values that people would see if they were watching Tier 1 on a primetime network. And so they're coming to Grass Valley because we have the experience and the tool sets to let them create those high production values, but do it in a very cost-effective way, often usually using the cloud, whereas they wouldn't be able to afford to buy a big traditional broadcast infrastructure.
And one really important question, you are the guy that could really answer this, about AI and machine learning. What will be the impact in the media and entertainment industry, and how are you seeing this for the near future?
So AI, there's a lot of hype around AI, and we see it as a tool, a very powerful tool, but it's a tool nonetheless that you should use as part of your systems. So we're already using AI within Grass Valley in a number of places. So within our asset management tools, we're using AI for speech to text and to populate metadata within our asset management system. But we're looking at it in more innovative ways as well. So for example, all of our documentation, all our user guides, our training material, we've trained an AI based on ChatGPT on all this information, and we've built it into all of our applications. So a user can be in any of our applications, they can ask a question or ask for help, and the AI will give them very, very detailed help in their local language. So this is proving very popular with the customers, and it's a great use of a targeted use of AI to solve a particular problem.
You are showing here at IBC the Playout X system. What can you tell us about this?
So Playout X is based on the same AMP platform. So you get the benefits of the cloud-based architecture, on-prem or cloud deployment of your channels, and very powerful production features within that Playout engine. So because our background is live, Playout X is very much optimized for live interactive channels. So there are many Playout providers in the market now that can do fast channels and can just play content back to back. That's now a commodity, it's so easy to do. But what's hard to do is prime time broadcast networks with live events, manual operations, rapidly changing commercial content in the middle of a live sports event. That's what we're good at. And so live Playout X is proving very popular with customers who have both the simple fast channels but also very complex network operations to do as well at the same time.
And fast is the new trend already.
Yes, it is. It's been around for a while, and obviously cost is a challenge to make sure that you can produce high quality channels that are very low cost. And because we've got very efficient compute density with our Playout engine, customers can run a lot of fast channels on a single compute node, which means ultimately it reduces their Playout costs because they're able to optimize their usage of cloud compute.
What is your advice for the customers that are struggling to go to cloud, because it's a good way to cost reduction?
Yeah, I mean the main thing is pick the right partner. There's been a lot of projects done in the cloud which have ended up costing broadcasters a lot of money because they didn't fully understand what they were getting into. And the reason for that is that if the software isn't designed to be cloud native, if it's what we call a lift and shift, then that can be very inefficient in terms of the amount of compute it uses. And so picking a partner who's got a fundamental cloud native architecture and who also understands when it makes sense to use the cloud and when it doesn't is the most important decision really, and then the technology kind of follows after that.
Okay, Ian. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for receiving us here, and have a good rest of IBC.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.